Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, we gotta talk. This won't be news to any of you, but the dating market is in absolute shambles. And the big reason for that? Y'all some porn fiends. I mean, damn, you don't have to tug on your meat every 5 hours of the day. Men out here thinking real women operate like the ones they see on their screens. And women, listen, we need to talk about the robots you've been buying. This shit's getting out of hand. So today, we're gonna break all this down. The awkward, the unrealistic, and the straight up tragic effects of over-consuming porn. So let's get into it. But first, I need to address the dudes and ladies out there before I start covering all the stats. Alright boys, you already know we gotta start with you. Listen, why am I hearing stories about dudes meeting a girl at her house for the first time? She opens the door, lets you in, closes the door, turns around, and your ass is standing in the middle of the living room naked with your meat out. Sir, what are you doing? Let me tell you something. These plumbers, these electricians, these morticians, they come into people's houses not to crack their backs, okay? They're showing up to do their job. And then the only talking they may do with the woman is asking her to fill out a survey to see if their services were up to par. That's it. But instead, now we have your dumbass standing there like the world's most pathetic predator showing that wrinkly ballsack and waiting to get locked up for harassment. It's not a good look, y'all. It's a problem. This is probably why women don't feel safe around us. But listen, we're gonna fix that. But first, we gotta go to the ladies. Now women, I know y'all been bobblehead nodding to that whole section about men, clapping like it's the first hour of Sunday church. But now it's time to address y'all asses. We gotta talk about these machines y'all keep using, the industrial grade equipment, the devices that have more damn horsepower than a Ford F-150. Why do you need something that rotates at 400 RPM, has vibration settings, sings you love songs, and makes you a 3-course French cuisine with Italian hors d'oeuvres on the side? How we supposed to compete with that? Y'all's nerve endings are more desensitized than a Vietnam War vet. We just some regular dudes out here with regular meat, and y'all out here training like Rocky Balboa for a Doctor Strange interstellar level orgasm. No wonder no man can satisfy you. Be serious now. If you brought some of these sex toys y'all use now back to a woman 5,000 years ago, she'd probably end up accidentally opening up a damn demonic portal. Now let me explain why exactly these people are walking around like Floridian zombies. Watching pornography, especially in large amounts or high frequencies, causes neurological damage. You see, porn consumption triggers a release of dopamine, creating a rush similar to drugs. Over time, this leads to desensitization, requiring more extreme content to get the same dopamine hit. You ever wonder why normal stuff used to please you, but now you gotta see some off-the-wall embarrassing shit that you wouldn't even disclose to your therapist? That's why. A 2014 study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that frequent porn consumption was linked to reduced gray matter in the brain's reward center, affecting impulse control and decision making. That means you guys are devolving back into having damn animal brains. So porn hurts the brain, but what about the body? Well, have you guys seen how young men are having erectile dysfunction these days? Did you know that ED is not a normal part of aging? Yep, you're not supposed to just lose the ability to get erections. It's not normal, especially when you're 18 damn years old. And while erectile dysfunction was once associated with older men, a sharp increase has been seen in younger men lately, with porn being a key factor. A 2016 study found that over 50% of men aged 18 to 35 reported symptoms of erectile dysfunction, while researchers linked it to heavy porn use. In this study, nearly 6 out of 10 of 3,962 visitors seeking help on the prominent medhelp.org ED forum who mentioned their ages were younger than 25. This is bad, y'all, but I want to bring everyone's attention to something in this article. 71% of people in the study had sexual dysfunction, but they were beating their meat 7 hours a week. Bro, what? What kind of gym bro calloused ass penis skin do you have to be cranking it that much? Bro, give these men manslaughter charges right now. If that's you, get off this video right now and go admit yourself into a hospital so they can strap your arms down like Frankenstein, cause that shit's a monstrosity. Now, with all these stats mentioned above, it won't come to anyone's surprise to hear that high porn consumption leads to reduced sexual satisfaction in life. Regular porn users report lower satisfaction with their real-life partners, as porn creates unrealistic sexual expectations. A meta-analysis of 50 countries concluded that increased porn use correlates with lower relationship satisfaction and intimacy. I find it interesting this study mentions that popular pornography often displays hypermasculine men and hyperfeminine women, which leads to disappointment in real life when romantic partners fail to meet those expectations that they've seen in porn. Meanwhile, in real life, you constantly hear about toxic masculinity thrown around and associated weirdly to things like men playing with their children. Bro, that's just being a good dad. When in reality, it seems like real toxic masculinity may be some porn-addicted freaks thinking the whole world is a adult film set. Anyway, the meta-analysis has an interesting conclusion because it claims there appears to be no overall association between women's pornography consumption and the elements of satisfaction in their relationship. But with men, it's a whole different story. Our brains were fried. All the results came back showing an overall negative effect in satisfaction for us. Porn really does affect our brains, men. And speaking of our brains, frequent porn use is often associated with higher rates of depression, anxiety, and social isolation. A 2017 study of over 1,200 adults found that regular porn users were more likely to report symptoms of depression and social anxiety. Also, an article on addictioncenter.com explains further how porn consumption and depression are linked. When someone's depressed, they experience a decrease in serotonin levels. And since serotonin is released during orgasm, depressed people tend to use pornography as a crutch to build temporary happiness. And this is where we find the link between pornography and depression. It's also been indicated that people seek out pornography to avoid emotional discomfort, especially those who lack appropriate coping skills to deal with unwanted feelings. Now, I know some of y'all are hearing these statistics and thinking, damn, I'm depressed as it is, and now you tell me I gotta stop beating my meat. Listen, at the end, I'll explain some workarounds, y'all. Just stick with me here. I'm not telling you to become a eunuch. I know this is a difficult addiction to beat. I know. Some men have just been watching this stuff too much, especially when they were children. And with that, let's speak about how harmful these videos are for children. You see, a 2017 study found that over 50% of children stumble upon porn by the age of 13, and early exposure increases the likelihood of compulsive use and addiction. Adolescents who consume porn are more likely to engage in risky sexual behaviors, including unprotected sex with multiple partners. Because, as we know, kids are dumb. When we were kids, we were dumb. Kids are still dumb now, and in 50 years, guess what? Those kids, they're gonna be dumb as hell too. The last thing we need is some dumbass kids playing with adult activities, because that's how we end up with shows like 16 and Pregnant. But this is somehow the girl's fourth appearance on the show. Now, there's a lot of jokes to be made in this video, but there's also some very serious effects of extreme sexualization being so normalized in our society. See, a large portion of online porn content is linked to human trafficking and exploitation. Platforms like Pornhub have been caught hosting videos of trafficked minors. An article posted in 2020 dives into the human trafficking element of the porn industry by explaining that human trafficking generates about $150 billion annually. Out of the estimated 40.3 million people enslaved globally through human trafficking, 79% are sexually exploited. If you guys haven't heard, Pornhub specifically has gotten in trouble for having videos of minors and sex trafficking victims on its site, which received 42 billion visits in 2019 alone. Another study from 2010 showed that in 304 scenes analyzed, 88% of them depicted physical violence and 49% of them depicted verbal aggression. Now, do you think that these things could harm young men and women's understanding of sex? So, what do? First, put the damn screens down. You're rewiring your brain, struggling to talk to real people. That right there is your sign to go touch grass and start building real social skills. This addiction is real and it's wrecking you from the inside out. Cut back for real. Look, all I'm saying is to wean yourself back a little. Maybe try going back to some pictures or something, bro. You don't need crack, heroin, and meth mixed together levels of stimulation just to beat off. And ladies, maybe chill out on the Terminator 3000. At least give us men a fighting chance. Porn may not affect y'all's brains as much, but you're murdering your damn nerve endings down there for nothing. At the end of the day, real connection beats anything on a screen or in a store. So quit training your coochie for a heavyweight championship match against a Mike Tyson uppercut thumper sex toy, that's all. Alright, that's all I got. Y'all be safe out there. Again, thank you for watching the entire video. Let me know any topics you're interested in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, and share the video with any of your porn addicted friends. See y'all next time.